Hey everyone, it's Wayne here. You probably guessed that by the accent though. And you're probably thinking, what the freak is going on? How come there's another episode of Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast already? It's not even been a week. And on a Tuesday of all days, what the freak? Well, the answer is we're just changing things up a bit. We're testing out something new. For the last few months, we've been bringing you one longer episode a week. We're going to trial 2 shorter episodes in 1 week. So let us know what you think. If you like this format or if you prefer the other way, just let us know. Hit us up, email, Twitter, social media, all that. Anyway, let's go on with the 1, 2, 3 claps. 1, 2, 3 clap. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Back from a busy night, or for me it was nighttime, of streaming video games on Twitch, that's Brogan Hastings.
And dragging himself away from his comic streams, that's Wayne Giovinazzi.
But, man, I did my drawing streams like a whole 16 hours before your video game stream, dragging myself away.
I just assume that when we're not recording, you're streaming drawing.
Yes, but if I did that, the number of people who watch would bring down my chance of ever reaching affiliate to next to 0. But yes, you've started playing video games on stream.
I have.
And you were playing a good game as well.
Well, I was playing Portal, which I have disgustingly never played before, despite the fact that I've been aware of it. I know all about it, blah, blah, blah. But they released the anniversary collection or the remastered collection with 1 and 2. I thought now's a good time to play it because I can play it on the Switch, which means I don't have to worry about achievements. Happy days.
But while you were playing, you did see a little achievement pop up and you were like, oh.
I'm going to have to get all these, haven't I?
It's fine. You can do it. I can do them, so you can do them.
That should be all right then.
Yes.
So yeah, but I started playing it and I think I got to test chamber maybe 8 maximum, and was like, you know what? I think this would be more fun if I streamed it. So turned it off, restarted, and started streaming it.
Yeah. Well, you did a brief stream, not yesterday, the day before, didn't you? And then you bailed on that for some reason. But then yesterday, you streamed for over 2 hours.
Yeah. So the first stream was done. I made the mistake of setting it up right after I finished work. So because I was working at home.
Look, it wasn't a mistake because Brogan did nothing wrong.
As we know.
You a faux pas, perhaps? You faux pas?
I think I learned a lesson.
There we go.
Yeah. I learned a lesson. Do not stream when you're hungry. Do not stream when you're tired. Wait a couple of hours.
I wonder if that would make good merch. I don't make mistakes. I learn lessons. That sounds too heartfelt.
That is really good, though, actually.
Okay. I'll write that down eventually when I edit this episode and I hear it back.
So yes, I've done a very short stream on Friday night, and I've done another one. I actually done another 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
So I've done a proper Portal stream yesterday for a couple of hours, and then been messing about with overlays, which for the layman's term. When I say for folk who don't know, it's usually hi mum, I'm talking to you. What the stream
hi Brogan's mom.
What I'm talking about is how it looks on the screen. It's got titles and links and all that kind of good stuff. So I was messing about with that and played Pokemon Sword, which I haven't played for a long time because it really annoyed me. It's my least favorite Pokemon game, and it shouldn't be, and it annoys me.
Are you liking it now, though?
No.
Okay, good.
I've only just started, to be in all fairness. But
how dare you? Can we just rewind? Say what you just said again, but properly.
To be fair. I'm now actively conscious of it since you pointed it out.
Yes, hence why you said in all fairness.
Yeah. So yeah, it does. The game should not annoy me. By all rights, it should not. There's 2 dogs, 2 giant dogs. One of them has a sword. One of them has a shield. What's not to love?
I thought you were talking about the corgi-looking dog. That's why I was getting excited.
There's the corgi Pokemon. There's the fat sheep Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's so cute. And then there's your rival's not your rival. There's not a professor, and he's so annoying. Why are they so annoying? Why are they so stupid? I know it's a game for children, but why?
No, it is not a game for children. That is exactly it. These children, it's not for children. It came out in the 90s. It's the majority of people who are playing it like 30 years old.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing now, and I think this is kind of why I want to play Pokemon Legends, because that one's supposed to be more for the older audience.
The Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yeah,
Arceus.
That one.
Yeah.
The old-timey one. Ye old Pokemon.
Avocado.
Yeah. That's why I want to play that one, but...
Aranchoni.
Stop saying names.
Armadale.
But yes, we know Nintendo games do not go down in price. Ever. At all.
Yes, correct. Yeah. That is...
So...
I mean, occasionally places will have games on sale, and occasionally Nintendo puts them on sale. Like last month, I think a bunch of games were on sale.
Yeah, but Nintendo sale is like, hi, have this 2 pence off.
Yeah.
It's down from...
Right. Well, most of the time.
It's down from 35 quid to 34.99. Isn't that a bargain?
Where do I buy?
So yeah.
So what are you going to do with your penny? That's what I would ask everyone if I still worked in a game store.
Invest it. Obviously.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, so that's my backup stream merchant if you want to come and see me play Pokemon very grumpily.
How
I do have the Pokemon Home app as well, so I've got all the Pokemon from all over the place.
Pokemon Home sounds like a home assistant, like a Google or an Alexa or a Siri.
No, just a big storage box for me to collect all my Pokemon, because as we know, I'm a collector of things.
And now I'm making myself think about Hey You Pikachu, the Nintendo 64 game with a microphone where you talk to Pikachu.
Oh, I've never heard of this.
Yeah. If you yell at him and insult him, he gets so upset. He's like,
no!
Pika, and then he like goes away.
What kind of monster is yelling at Pikachu?
I've actually never played it. I started to raise my hand.
I just want to talk.
Look, I'm wearing a Pikachu shirt right now. Don't look at me like that.
You are.
Yeah. This is my favorite shirt, I think. One of. Microphone abuse. Yes, we'll have to put a picture of this shirt up on the socials. But how are you enjoying Portal?
It's good. It's I don't think I quite took into consideration that it feels like an old game.
Does it?
It does feel it,
that's
yeah. No, and I don't mean that in a bad way, just like I'm not really used to loading times anymore.
Yeah, there are a couple of things like that for sure.
Yeah, and sometimes it just stops for a bit and I'm like, okay. And
yeah.
And I don't know if this is a Nintendo Switch thing or if this is just, the actual game, but the jump button doesn't always work right when you need it to.
Maybe. I can't. Yeah, there's definitely been deaths from trying to make jumps for sure. Even for a seasoned pro like myself. But yeah, no, I say Portal 2 doesn't feel as aged.
That's good.
In terms of, like, yes, looking at Portal 1, the graphics and all that, it's yeah, okay. I can see how it seems aged to someone who's never played it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. But if you'd played it before, and multiple times since, it would feel like it just, like, to me, it just feels like Portal. It doesn't feel like an old game or anything like that.
Yeah, I suppose. So I'm gonna finish that one. I think I'm quite close to the end. Now, it's not a long game.
Yeah, so you've gotten through all the test chambers. I know that, and you are. Oh yeah, I saw you. I think you're right near the end, actually.
Yeah, it's there's what's his face is written on the walls.
The Rat Man.
Yeah, was it Gordon or something?
You thinking Gordon Freeman from Half-Life?
Maybe.
They just refer to him as the Rat Man, I believe. Portal Rat Man.
Maybe because I remember seeing comics like years ago. That's what's making me think that he does have a name, but I can't remember what it is.
Maybe, yeah. But I'm watching you play, right? And I was like, Okay, you know the stage where you had to open up the thing and then go out, and then you've got this energy ball, right, which gets fired in a different direction each time,
Yes.
right? And you maybe no, it wasn't that one. It was the one before when you first see the turrets and you're dropping the boxes on the turrets,
Yes.
right? And there's a bit of a wall sticking out, and you took the boxes out and just started killing turrets. It's like, you didn't go behind the wall there. I'm like, it's driving me insane that you didn't even think that that's a possibility.
Yeah, I have my own special way of doing it.
Yeah, like, no, the point is, it's just a little Ratman den, that's all. So it's like, that's the first time you see "The Cake is a Lie" written anywhere in the game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gutted. I did, because I did, if I saw wee bits like that, I did go in and have a nosy.
Yeah. I did notice that you'd started doing that when you came across them.
Yeah.
At one point, when I was leaving briefly for a while, you're like, "Ooh, what's in here?" I was like, "Oh, good. Brogan is exploring."
Yeah.
But it is also fun because I know you haven't played and you don't know how to solve the test chambers. Just watching you try to work it out sometimes it's hilarious, and I'm laughing so much. And like that one that I came in at, right, where you have to open up the 2 doors to let the energy ball through.
Yeah.
It's like you weren't thinking with portals at one point.
I wasn't.
Yeah. And it just made me remember the first time that I did that stage, I was making the same mistakes. It's like, oh, I need to push those 2 buttons and there's platforms, but I'm not fast enough to get over to the other side and things like that. And yeah, your first attempt was basically correct. You just timed it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a frustrating thing when I know, or when I do things right, but like you say, if I mistime it or something, and then it's like, well, that didn't work.
Yep.
And it's like, am I just repeating something that doesn't work? Am I on the right track?
Yeah. And then in the test chamber where I told you that you'd already used that energy ball.
Yeah.
And you're like, that one, I remember that being a bit difficult the first time. But so I think you did it better than me. I knew though, when you in that little small square room where there's no portable surfaces, and you took the box in there, companion cube, to get the energy ball out. I'm like, what on earth makes you think that ball is just going to bounce around randomly and maybe hit the energy capture part, which is behind 2 closed doors?
I don't know.
And then just by fluke, the energy ball bounces off your companion cube and goes into the receiver in the same room that you're in, which is what you meant to do. Yeah. It was perfect.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff that I just went, oh, that's handy.
Yeah. And then watching with the 2 switches, and like you put the companion cube on the first switch and the other switch is on a raised platform, and you walk over to it. And I'm like, Brogan, they tried to teach you this lesson at the start of the test chamber when you had to jump on the cube to jump up to get into the start of the test chamber, and then bring it with you.
I think because I hadn't realised that there was a button up there when I first went over.
That's all right then.
And then I thought, can I jump? Do I have to go back? Oh, I have to go back.
Yeah.
You know. But if you're doing things efficiently, you're doing it wrong. Yeah.
No. There's Portal 2. I really enjoy playing Portal on PC because you've got a greater level of control to do things differently with a keyboard and mouse, especially if you turn your mouse sensitivity up all the way. Yeah. Like there are speedrunners and things like that who play the game where, like, in certain test chambers, they don't want to pick up the cube. Like, they will shoot portals to make it fall down to the dropper, throw a portal to land on a button and things like that.
Ooh.
I like trying to do that. Like, there's a test chamber early on where you're meant to go through portals to drop it on a button, a cube on a button. But the cheat is you just throw it over the top of the ceiling, and it goes through a hole and out another hole and lands on the button. Doing things like that is fun. So watching you play on Switch, you can definitely tell it's being played with a controller. So I don't know how. I feel like everyone would be better at Portal with a keyboard and mouse.
I don't know. I think because I've always struggled with keyboard and mouse games anyway.
Well, all you've got is WASD, E, space, and whatever crouches. So it's not like a hugely intensive buttoned game.
Yeah. I'll probably still use the controller though.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I mean, when like the whole reason I'm making you play Portal 1 and 2 is so we can play the co-op.
Exactly.
And by then, you once you've gone through both games, you're gonna you'll be
I'll be able to think
perfectly
with portals.
expertise. Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And the thing is, I'll know how to do a lot of it, but it's more fun making you try to work out how to do it.
Yeah, you're just going to be standing there like, okay,
Yeah.
how do you do this?
And then you know what? I'm gonna get you like Portal 2 on Steam, so you can play like test chambers that I have created, that I have made.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, so people can catch Brogan's streams on Twitch, as usual, at 7 billion needles, numeral 7, the words billion and needles typed out, not 70000000000 needles.
Yeah. Is that enough zeros?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I did 9. I did 9 zeros. Is that too many? How many is a million? I don't know.
100,000 is 0 is 6.
Is 5.
Oh, 6 digits.
6 digits, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we're talking to AML. Is that what it is?
Anti-money laundering, so yes.
Yeah. So we're talking to an AML expert. You should have like numbers in you should know these things.
Brogan has done nothing wrong ever.
Brogan has done nothing wrong. All right, so we've been talking about video games. I got something which is kind of video game related. No, full on video games, right? We were talking about rivals, weren't we? Your rival in Pokemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I've started, but why is your friend?
Exactly. That's the point. I am now Gary.
PGA Tour 2K, whatever year it is, 23, I want to say. I've started playing that.
The latest.
Yeah, because I love me a golf game. I've played video golf basically my entire life. And this one, it's more or less the same as the previous golf club games, which is good and bad. It's good because the controls are tight. It's weird because you said rivals, your rival in Pokemon. You get rivals in a golf game, right? And it's going up like bit by bit as you're progressing through the PGA Tour, bigger, better, actual real life golf people. And I'm like, you're telling me that by the time I get to the end of the PGA Tour, my rival is like going to be fucking Tiger Woods, and I'm meant to be having Twitter battles with this motherfucker or something. It's like that. I can't see that being realistic whatsoever. It's that wasn't even why I wanted to talk about PGA Tour. But look, they're my golf games are one of my favorite games, but I hate them more than any other game because I get so fucking angry when like I miss an easy putt or something like that. It's just like I don't do a full backswing by accident and I end up in the fucking drink. It's like, God damn it. But not just that. It's this one and the previous golf game, right? Usually when I play sports games, I would try to make my character look more or less like me, like in NBA 2K or whatever. But since the previous golf game, it's like, well, this is just PGA Tour. They haven't got the WPGA Tour in there, the women's pro golf. So it lets you make a female character. I'm going to do that. And I didn't think of it when I did it last game. But when I was making the character in this one, the only physical attribute besides the facial features that you can change is the height. So every single female in the game, not just golfers, audience, people in the crowd, everything, they're all busty as fuck, flat stomach, six packs. It's like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's like, I wanted to make like a little Danny DeVito chick or something.
Danny with an eye, DeVito.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to go for a Kylie Minogue, Danny Minogue joke, but that's going to get lost on our American audience, and I don't have one. But when I made my character in the last game, inadvertently, I picked a default one, and it's got like short hair and that. You can change the color of the hair, and I gave green hair, and I start playing. It's like, oh my god, I accidentally made Nort, Scoopstra Nort, as my character. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Then this one, I make it. It's like, well, I'll tried to not do that this time. I'll just make whatever character, but still look like so I feel like I'm playing the same game. And I'm playing, it's like, I've just made Sarah Boyle, another scoop.
Yeah.
So I think from now on, every video game that I can play where I can customize a character, I'm just going to make scoops.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Chris, micro scoop, you're next, buddy. That's all I have to say about that, though. My golf. I enjoy the game. Look, I've got other gripes with it, but that's kind of coffee talk-ish. Yeah. Are we going to coffee talk? Is it time for coffee talk?
It's time for coffee talk.
Okay, it's time for coffee talk.
It's time for coffee talk. Saving those turtles one straw at a time.
All right, coffee talk. I feel like I had a bit of a spiel then, so maybe it's your turn to talk. Have you got anything to say about this coffee talk session?
Kind of. It's not coffee talk in the traditional sense of the word, as in I'm not having a moan. I'm just telling a story.
That's
and
fine.
The story is about milk, which is coffee adjacent.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah, it's got a beverage included.
Exactly. So, for those of you who don't, well, you should probably mostly know by now.
If this is your first
can't eat
episode,
yeah, I can't eat meat. So by extension,
look, that to an Aussie ear, that sounded like you said can eat meat. So say it more Scottish. There we go.
I didn't eat meat, Ken. So I tend to stick to like vegetarian, vegan options. I don't really drink actual milk. It'll be like almond milk, soy milk. And my brother started doing the same. So my mom was explaining this to my dad, and she was saying, "Oh, Mitchell will get the milk for this." And my dad looks up and goes, "I thought he was veggie. You can't have milk if you're veggie." And my mom's like, "Oh, what do you think the almond milk in the fridge is?" He's like, "I thought it was real milk flavored with almonds."
Oh my god!
and my mum told me this story, and my dad heard my mum tell the story, and he came out. It's like, no, you got to tell the whole story. Trying to defend himself.
Yeah.
I hear the story. I look at him, and I'm like, "What the fuck did you think soy milk was? Flavored with soy sauce?"
Look, to be fair, strawberry milk is not made from strawberries. Chocolate milk, it's still got a milk base from cows. I see where it's going.
That was his argument. It's like, are you going to tell me chocolate milk isn't chocolate flavored?
Yeah. Oh, they make milkshakes by shaking the cows. But yeah, I get. There's mistakes like that are always hilarious, but terrifying when they happen to you. It's like, oh great, this person now thinks I'm insane and an idiot.
It reminds me of that there's a bit that comedian Greg Davis does in one of his stand-ups where he talks about
host of Taskmaster. The Taskmaster himself. The host is probably actually Alex Horn, really.
Yeah, the host and creator, but the actual Taskmaster is Greg Davis. But there's a hunk in one of his stand-up shows where he talks about...
he is the hunk in his show.
He is. But in one of his stand-up shows where he talks about things that friends of his have said that has changed his opinion of them irrevocably. And one of them was like a teacher, and he was like, "This woman could be teaching your children." And he pointed up at the screen, and on the screen it said, "Basketballs are players are tall because they play basketball."
What? Oh no.
He's like, "We had an hour argument about this." I feel like it was one of those moments. That's
hard. Correlation does not equal causation, madam.
Yep.
See, when it's surely everyone has put their hand up in school and given an incorrect answer, right? Which they thought was fact. There's twice that this has happened to me that has stuck with me and hurt to this day. One was in first grade. Teacher was reading a book, and I was a bit further away. I couldn't see the pictures quite very well. And don't know what the story was about, but she points to something in the book and says, "Who can tell me what this is called?" And it was a train, right? So I put my hand up, and no one's putting their hand up, actually. And she says, "It begins with a C." So I'm like, "Oh, well, I know this." So I stick my hand up. It's like, "It's carriage." And she's like, "No, that's not correct." And of course, the other children laugh. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to what she had to say, but the person next to me turns to me and says, "It's not a cabbage." I'm like, I said carriage for starters, but it was like camouflage is what she was doing. Like there was an iguana or something that was blending in with the background.
Ah.
And then the other time was in the 4th grade. And the question was, can anyone tell us why the Earth is getting hotter? And I must have seen it on a stupid TV show or something. And my answer was, because we're getting closer to the sun. I know what my reasoning was. It was because the Earth goes around the sun in an ellipses, right? Mm-hmm. So at some points you are close to the sun, and of course, everyone laughs, and it's like, I'm never speaking again. That
actually, you've just reminded me of something. So a couple of jobs ago, I used to work with this girl who I won't name, but she was
Amanda.
No,
Aaron.
I do work with an Amanda, so no, it's not that Amanda.
Abigail.
No.
Avery.
No, stop guessing names. You're not even in the right letter. But she was a little bit dim. I'll say that. Our dad was really, like, they were really posh. Our dad was head of one of the big banks. She didn't have to be smart. Okay.
So he's out there giving loans every day, and she's a bit like derby.
Pretty much. Okay. So
hang on, did she have the same job title as you?
Yes.
Okay.
She started a week before me, and already I was teaching her stuff.
I'm sure that doesn't say anything about you at all.
It probably says more about the company.
It's just
however, because she's no longer in that job.
Oh, she got promoted, I assume.
No, thankfully. She did marry one of the trainees. Oh. Anyway, that's giving too much information.
Well, I still don't know who it is, so I don't think anyone else does.
Yeah. So anyway, one time when it was summer, it was one of the really rare hot days in Scotland, and she was like, "Why does it get warmer in the later afternoon?" And with that, and I thought, this is a golden opportunity, and I just said, without a shred of like winking at it, just totally deadpan, "Oh, because the sun's closer to the ground." And she 100% believed me.
Of course.
100% believed me.
Look, it's not... Perception says that it is. So, and you are a trustworthy person. Yep. People do not expect Brogan to fuck with them.
No. No. It's very rare that that I'm quick enough to pick up on stuff like that. Usually I think about it after.
Ah, yes. It's like, oh, I should have fucked with them in this manner. Instead of being nice and honest, because Brogan didn't do nothing wrong. Didn't do nothing wrong. So coffee talk, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
At the moment, McDonald's is running their Monopoly promotion, yeah? Yes. And I got a coffee from them a week or two ago, and I peel off the thing, and it was a free small coffee. I was like, well, I'm not one to turn down a small coffee. I'll get an iced coffee. This was weeks later, right? Now that I know that I've got this, I'm going to get myself an iced coffee. But the problem is, the way that the McDonald's promotion works now is you scan the tickets, and when you win prizes, they're on your phone. So you don't have to, you can easily go through the drive-thru. But this, because it was a physical ticket, not a prize one on the app, you have to hand over the ticket, all right?
Right.
So I'm like, well, I'm not going to go through the drive-thru because I don't like to go into the store. But I figure I'm going to have to for this one because I have to hand over the ticket, and I can tell them exactly what I want. So I give them the ticket and say, "I'd like this, please, thank you." And like, "Sure, what would you like?" I'm like, "I would like an iced flat white, please, with no sugar." And you have to specify no sugar because in their iced drinks, they automatically put sugar syrup, which I learned the hard way. But I'm wiser, I'm older, I know what I'm doing now. And she's like, "Cool, no worries." So I sit there waiting for my drink, gets called out. The number, of course, I call out a number. It's like, well, I wasn't given a receipt, so I don't know the number. Yeah. And that does not look like my drink. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's your drink. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's not because that's a hot drink. And I asked for an iced flat white. And they're like, "Oh, they put it through as a hot drink." I'm like, okay, I asked for an iced flat white. Like, would you like an iced one? It's like, yes, please.
I would like the thing I ordered.
Yes, exactly. And they don't know that I haven't paid for this either. They don't know that it was a freebie. And they're like, "Oh, but it was a small, was it?" It's like, yeah, small, iced flat white. Like, okay, cool. So they just get a cup, put ice in it, and pour the hot drink they've just made straight into it. Problem one, it's the milk has been steamed, right? It's like pathetic. It's like, here you go, here's your drink. It's like, oh, is that the one that you just made, the hot one? You poured that straight in? It's like, yes, it is, as if they've done something good. It's like, oh, well, that's no good for me because you've heated up that milk. And then now I don't know if I come across like either an asshole, like I'm holier than thou, or if I'm just insane. Because she's like, oh, and I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. And I walk out. So, because I'm not losing anything. I didn't pay anything. So I don't know if I'm looking like an asshole or if I'm looking like, I just don't give a shit about this money because you fucked up. I don't care. I don't know how.
Very fine line.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm perceived in that situation. At the time, though, it feels like the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I think that 100% depends on the customers before and after you.
Yeah. Well, there was no one else there. See, the thing is, I didn't want to. It was legitimate and heartfelt as well. It wasn't just me trying to act like an arse or anything. It's like I don't want to stand around having them make another coffee and watching. It's awkward already now. It's too late. It's done. I'm already feeling like shit. I should just get out of there. So like, you know what? Don't worry about it. But as I was leaving,
that what does your legit and heartfelt "don't worry about it" sound like?
Okay, so let's say this is the coffee. It's sitting on the table. I'm like, so is that the coffee, the hot coffee that you just made, poured straight into that cup? Yeah, it is. It's like, well, that's not good. It's like the milk is already steamed and it's hot. It's you know what? Just don't worry about it. And I start to walk out. And then she's like, no, I can remake it. And I just don't turn around and I keep walking.
Oh no, that is major asshole vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. But
that is, you fucked up and I'm going to speak to a manager.
Oh, but no. I walked out the door. I wasn't going to talk to him. I'm not going to. It's like.
that's. I am never frequenting this establishment ever again. You have lost my business.
I'm unlikely to go back to that Macca's ever again because it's not in my locale. It was on the way to somewhere else. But I was like, I could write an email, but it's like, I've got no skin in this game. I didn't pay any money. It was like a free small coffee.
That's even worse.
Yeah. Yes, I know that it's worse in terms of like how I'm perceived, but all right, this is still kind of coffee talk adjacent, I guess. No, it's not really. It's about it's awkwardness because I didn't want to feel the awkwardness. So coffee talk's over. Coffee talk's done for. But I ended up getting my hair cut on Saturday. I got my hair cut and I rolled the dice next available, and the haircut's okay. It's not the best haircut I've ever had. I mean, it almost looks like there's a defined line here, and I don't like that. But on this side, it looks more blended. So, fuck me. But last time I got my hair cut, because long time ago, years ago, I looked up what different hairstyles are called. And what I normally ask for is high and tight, right? So, which is usually shaved on the sides, blended up, and in my case, shorter on the top. So I've been asking for that for years. As we know, my regular barber is no longer there. So I'm rolling the dice every time. Last time I asked for that, and they're like, "You mean like a skin fade?" And I think I said at the time, that scares me because that sounds like you're just going to shave the sides of my head. So, well, no, it doesn't have to be. We can do it like a 0.5 and blend in from there. Like, cool, let's go for that. And it was great. So I said, so next time, do I just ask for a skin fade starting at a 0.5? Like, yes, that's what you should ask for. I'm like, cool. So I went there this time, full of fucking confidence, knowing what I'm going to be asking for. False confidence is what it is, because they sit me down. It's like, what can we do for you today? And I always pull out my photos for references. I think
the Ryan Reynolds.
There was a Ryan Reynolds and there was a Jake Gyllenhaal as well in this Google image search, because I just scroll through a bunch and point to a couple and say, kind of like this. And they're like, that's not a skin fade. I'm like, okay, isn't it? And I'm still trying to portray this false confidence at this stage. And it's like, no. I'm like, okay, because that's what I was told to ask for last time when I got a haircut like that. It's like, well, if you get that, you get charged extra. I'm like, okay, well, they didn't charge me any extra. So how much did they charge you? And it's like the regular amount. It's like, did they shave the side of your head? It's like, yeah, they used a shaver. It's like, no, I mean like with a razor. It's like, no. It's like, well, yeah, that definitely wasn't a skin fade. It's like, well, I was told that's what I should ask for. And she's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I was like, okay, so next time I get this haircut that you're about to give me, I used to say high and tight. Am I asking for that? Or am I better off asking for a skin fade? And like, no answer. So she just goes, so how about we just start off with a 1 and blend in from there? And I'm like, you do you, boo. Just my head. I've all my false confidence is gone. It was destroyed. It's like, no, just have at it. Hack away.
See, this is because I would never have the confidence to just be 100% sure that that's what they told me last time. I would still go in there saying, sort of like a skin fade, high and tight kind of thing.
That's
like
why,
this.
That's why I had my reference photos. And like
Exactly.
she was nice enough. I'm not trying to make it sound like she was being a bitch or anything, because she wasn't. It's just, yeah, did not go well for me.
And you're not one who likes the barbers anyway. So.
No, anything unexpected results is not good for me. Like I was driving to work the other day listening to Pod Therapy. And we know what Pod Therapy is about. It is a podcast with people writing in questions and advice from licensed therapists. Both therapists? They're both. Are they? Because Nick does. They're
both licensed therapists, but only Mr. Dr. Jimothy has a PhD.
Okay, cool. That's why he's the Mr. Doctor. Yeah.
Yes.
So, of course, I'm already in this headspace of thinking about that sort of stuff. And I get an email come up on my phone, and the notification, it's just a name and the little face of the person who sent it. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is my therapist from 2019 emailing me right now? And I haven't been to a therapist since this person either. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm getting anxiety ridden because of this, listening to Pod Therapy at the same time, trying to stay focused on driving down the highway. But when I was able to stop and look at the email, it was just it was saying, yes, I'm aware that many of you have not heard from me in a long time, but there is a petition, which, fair enough, I'm glad that this email was sent, because with our Medicare system, right, NHS, same thing. For those of you in America, healthcare, the stuff that you don't have provided by your taxes. I mean, the system wasn't great anyway, but you are eligible for 10 free therapy sessions, right? All you have to do is go to your GP and they give you a referral. And then so long as they're not always free, depending on who you see, it's mostly subsidized if that's the case. But the thing is, 10 is just a fucking arbitrary number that they pull out of their ass. It's like, how does that work for every individual situation? Like, one person might be going to see a therapist for completely different reasons that might need to go for a long time. 10 is nothing. And we're in a country of, I say it with, in inverted commas, free healthcare. But what's happening is they're just fucking scrapping even that now. At the end of this year, is gone. That is literally the only reason why I decided I would go back to a therapist, was because I had that ability to do it, and I can't see myself doing it now if I felt I needed to.
God, that's quite scary to think about.
Yeah, that's why there is a petition going on about it. So I put my name on it.
Good.
One time I spelled petition like partition, like a wall. That was on a website too, on my website. And my mother pointed it out and made fun of it.
Oh.
Well,
You can tell how awkward you were about this because you're like, let's talk about my mistakes.
yeah. So well, I guess were we talking about art? Well, we were starting to talk about artwork at one point, and I sort of mentally put a pin in it. It was when you said doing overlays for your Twitch streams.
Yes.
Ow, I just banged my knee. Are you going for some sort of theming here?
I don't know about I mean, it's got my logo and stuff on it, and
Okay.
it's got my username, and it's got my Twitter and Instagram handles, YouTube channel.
Yep.
And like the color scheme is sort of navy and gold. So, because that's just the last colors that I used for my logo.
Oh, okay. They were the last colors in my previously used colors palette.
Pretty much. I've experimented. I like to do 2 colors when doing my logo. One for the outline and one for the needles in it. Because my logo is a ram's head with needles in it. So yeah, but I think it looks alright.
Not quite 7 billion though, is it? It's not. Do you know
not
how many?
Not quite 7 billion.
Do you know how many?
A lot.
Do you know how many though, offhand?
I really don't, because
wow.
I just kept clicking copy and paste.
I feel like that's something that I would know.
No, it's because I kept clicking copy and paste because there's however many in a circle, and then I don't even know how many circles there are. But yeah, so I think I'm quite happy with how that's coming out. I've still got to test some stuff on it, but we'll see what it looks like up on stream. Are
you going to surprise me with it, or?
I mean, you could literally look now and see what the last one looks like. But I mean,
no, I'm like, would you rather me be surprised, or?
You can be surprised if you want.
Okay, because how you know how mine is, right? Where I've got the cutout window for the drawing. Have you got like a cutout window to put the game in? Like the game window, and then like a border around like a face cam and like a chat box. Are you thinking that far ahead?
So there is a live chat box.
Yep.
The main screen is the game.
Okay.
And down the bottom there's the window that is me.
Yeah.
And
but are they all like sort of boxed off separately, or?
They're not all outlined. I suppose
It's not that they have to be.
Yeah, I suppose the main game box is, for lack of a better word, outlined by the rest, bordered.
Yeah, bordered.
Probably the best word. Bordered by the rest of the stuff. And my camera window does cover like a wee bit on the top corner, in the bottom corner. Yeah. But it's mostly just an experiment. And it's not as hard as I thought it would be. I really couldn't get my head around how it worked.
Yeah.
Because somebody asked me about doing a Twitch overlay, and I'm like, I don't know how to do this.
Oh,
but
I've
once
made
you start playing
now.
with it,
It's not too difficult once you work out. There's a bit of planning is all. If you have to know what you want in there.
Yeah. I did have to make like 6 or 7 versions of the same thing, just tweaking box sizes.
Yeah. That was one thing that I had to do. I made sure that I made the box size 19. Well, the dimensions, the ratio of 1920 by 1080. So for a screen to fit in there. Unlike our drawing stream, which is a bit different because we use different size canvas. So
yeah,
but we haven't done a drawing stream in ages. We need to do a drawing stream.
We really haven't. Yeah.
But you've also done some artwork this week, which only was posted today.
Well, I've done that. I've done another thing.
We'll talk about this one first.
We'll talk about this one first. I think I've spoken about this one before, which is my emergency backup Penn and Teller bit.
Yeah, that lasted a while, didn't it?
That lasted all of no weeks.
What was it? Tuesday we recorded and we talked about it, and it is now Sunday.
Exactly. I mean, it's a bit like, it's in the same bracket as King of Animal Traps in the sense that it's one I'd been working on or trying to get right for a long time before I finally got it right.
Yeah.
It's not even really a Penn and Teller bit, but I'm counting it as a Penn and Teller bit because sometimes I don't know how to make the other bits work.
It's a Penn and Teller appearance. It counts.
Exactly. It's their stint on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, them at Penn as Drell, head of the Witches' Council, and Skippy, Teller is Skippy, the Overlord's underling. Very, very buff pen this time round.
Yes.
Because there is an entire scene with him working out. And I'm like, yeah, I know his arms are pretty skinny in that. I don't give a shit. He gonna be buff. He gonna be buff.
Artistic license.
Yeah, yeah. Still one of my favourite bits as well when the mortal walks in when Skippy brings the mortal in. It's like, wow, I've never seen a place like this. And Ben just leans down like, it's called a gym.
Yeah.
So that's that bit posted. I'm glad it's out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Oh, it's a good
but
one.
I'm sad that I've now lost my backup.
Unlike me with about 12 comics backed up right now waiting to be posted. But
I miss those days.
You've also had some other artwork posted about the place recently, haven't you?
Yes.
Welcome.
So starting from the beginning, the latest episode of Matthew's Ice Cream Social.
I believe in the beginning there was nothing.
And in the beginning there was nothing, and then next there was Matthew's Ice Cream Social, episode 939. I think it's 939 or 938. 939, Pillow of Eternia, where during the recording, our friend and kidnapper Brian Brushwood phones our beloved real person Matt Donnelly on air. And I think he was actually phoning for a reason, but then decided not. And then went on this rant speech
tirade,
thing where
maybe?
Tirade perhaps, where he just said just fucking all the faces, just all of them. It was quite glorious. And then just click and hung up.
Shaklacky.
There was literally no other reason for that phone call than to tell them all to fuck their faces. It was great. And of course I'm like, could that be merch? Could that be drawn something? And then I seen someone on Twitter say, I need this on merch. And I'm like, you got it, bro. I'm on it. You don't think that I listened to that? Do any of you seriously think I listened to that and didn't want to make something for it? You fool, as Gilbert Gottfried would say. So I did a thing, posted it everywhere, and then Matthew's Ice Cream Social like that. And then as I was sitting in bed watching a thing, I get a notification on my phone, and it's Matthew saying they've mentioned me in a tweet saying, what store is that? And I'm like, that's a bit weird. So I go and look, and there's a reply to my artwork with it being on someone else's store.
Wow.
So on the one hand, that's cool that I'm famous enough for my art to be stolen. And on the other hand, get that shit off the store right fucking now.
Did you send an email?
I sent several.
Yeah.
So I filed a complaint on the actual store website. I filed a complaint with Twitter and provided all the links, name dropped, all of it.
So this store, the store is not at fault. I mean, look, we're not saying the store is at fault.
The store is like TeePublic.
Yes. What is the store? Just out of interest.
It is something like...
We can beep it out if you want.
T-Chip.
Okay, so one I haven't heard of.
It's not one I've ever heard of. But yeah, T-Chip. So I think in my head, it'll be one of these cases where somebody's had to tick a box that said, I have the right to use this.
Yes, that's what it is.
Which is where the fault lies. Yeah. But what it looks like is it's been generated by a bot.
You reckon a bot has taken this art?
Yes.
Okay.
It certainly looks like a bot account.
Did you have any watermarks or...
It's one of the few times I actually forgot to put my watermark on it. Yeah. But I do have it being posted to both my Twitter account and my Instagram account at the same time. So I've kind of got backup.
That's not what I mean, because... being a comic artist, I'm very familiar with comics having credits removed. So
I kind of wish I'd added it to that. What the actual artwork is it's Brian's rant with a picture of Brian at the bottom, giving the fingers on both hands.
Oh, I hadn't seen it with Brian on the bottom yet. I wasn't
even
aware of that.
Brian's on the bottom. He has 2 left or 2 right hands. So he has two of the same facing hands, which I only noticed way later.
Funny.
And that's another reason how I know it's mine.
Yeah. Only I could make that mistake, damn it.
Exactly. So
there is a possibility that it is someone wanted the merch themselves. They took the photo, uploaded it, and so they could buy it themselves. is a possibility.
Which is still wrong.
Oh yeah, very wrong. But I'm just saying it could
Considering it's what the thing that pisses me off most about it is the fact that it's not just art. And I can totally understand the need and the want to put it on a store to buy it yourself for yourself. What pisses me off about that is the fact that it was made for the Ice Cream Social merch site, to the point, like, it's gone to the point that it's like all versions have gone to Jacob, and they'd gone to Jacob before we'd seen this. And not only the fact that they post it on it, they posted it on their Twitter feed, which again I do think is a bot.
Could be.
Because it's marked under medical and health. They've been active since January 2022, and literally all it is links to, I mean, certainly for like the last day, it's like links to art on t-shirts.
Yeah, okay.
And so they posted that link on their own feed and then replied to my post with that link. No words, just the link.
This is sounding our generation of song poems. You know what I'm getting at?
Oh,
where I'm already familiar with it because of Penn Jillette, but have you read any of the chapbook?
No, not yet.
Okay, so it will explain it. But basically, the song poems is on the back of magazines and things like that. They would advertise, are you a songwriter? Get your song recorded by an actual recording artist. So people would send in their song lyrics or whatever, and they would get a letter back saying, wow, this is great. We are going to get someone to record this song. And they do. They record it in a studio. And they're like, and if you would like a copy of this on a pressed vinyl record, along with a whole bunch of other songs from other writers, then cool, $100, done. So it's a scam, but it's not a scam. Whereas this, it feels a little bit like that.
It's 100% scammy, and I think it's because Brian Brushwood does follow me on Twitter, and he replied to the post saying, I want this on a t-shirt. And that's the text they used in their post.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's kind of what's happened, is it's been a bot that's picked up that. And
I'm going to have to check on Twitter. Hang on. I'm just typing in and looking. I'm just typing in the wrong keywords here. Here we go. Oh, God damn it. I can't believe that. That is it's disgusting, isn't it? It's terrible. Brian Brushwood is following you, but not me.
That's because everybody loves me.
That's all I was doing. I was just checking to see if Schwood was following me. I wasn't checking to see this disgusting bot who stole artwork. I was just trying to feed my own ego. Well, that was it. So hang on, I can't remember. You should know not to put your ego up against me. Was Brushwood your kidnapper, or was Jury your date to Jacobs? Maybe Schwood was yours, so maybe that's why. Maybe Jury follows me.
Does Judy follow you? Because Judy follows me.
Look, I am not going to check. I've already had one hit to the ego tonight. Put your phone down. Put your phone down.
Actually, slightly adjacent news. I got a notification. So my Instagram is blocked for followers. You can't just follow me. You have to request.
Yes.
So I got a notification, and I don't really think anything of it. My main concern is that you can't be related to me to follow me, because I'm not explaining some of the shit that goes up there. This is mostly because
I don't know if there's that thing you showed me the other day is public or not. It's a video.
We can cut it out. That's public. That's public.
There we go. Exactly.
That's the kind of thing I don't want to have to explain.
Yeah.
It's essentially a TikTok with a guy who has huge pectorals and they look like titties. And someone replied to him saying, cover them up, slut. And there's a meme going around on TikTok where you redraw that with other characters, and I drew it as Penn and Teller. And Teller saying, cover them up, slut.
Yes.
So my big thing is you can't be related to me to be following me. But I got in it and I didn't think much of it until I clicked, accept. And then about 5 minutes later, I thought,
it was a porn account.
No, it was worse than that.
Oh.
It was a guy from my work. The son of the head of the conveyancing department.
And then you blocked quickly, very quickly, blocked.
I didn't, because I felt that would be like obvious. I don't know. Connor's a nice guy. Connor's a cool guy.
Look, I'm not denying that, but still, you want to protect the barrier.
If Debbie ever asks me, Connor showed me this, instant block. And if I ever pass Connor in the corridor, he will be getting told, you keep your mouth shut.
You can deny everything. Brogan did nothing wrong.
Brogan did nothing wrong. So Connor, if you somehow stumble onto this podcast because of my Instagram account,
clearly,
keep your mouth shut.
Connor is already Googling Brogan Hastings. And
That's what I want to know. How did he find me?
If you Google Brogan Hastings, our podcast comes up.
It does, that's true.
Yeah, it's right there.
He's not followed me on Twitter or anything else. It's just Instagram. So it could be that he's just searched my name on there.
Possibly. Or it could have come up, contacts in the phone number contacts.
He doesn't have my phone number.
But do you have his?
No.
Emails? Anything that Instagram can read off of your phone, basically. Any form of a contact card.
I can't think so. I can't think of anything that he would have access to.
Okay. Because I reinstalled Snapchat briefly on my phone to check something, and I haven't uninstalled it, but I'm constantly getting notifications with a little +1, and it's just suggested people like from my contact list, and it's literally the Sparky from that job site, the duct installer from that job site. It's like I don't want to see these people at work, let alone on my phone.
Yeah.
So, social media, we know it's hell, but we're trying to make it a little bit better. You may have noticed, if you follow us on Twitter, @NicePodBud, I should have posted this elsewhere, but we have started something that was on our list from day one for this podcast, and that was #FakeUbs, which is imitation, generic brand, Jacob the Audio Guys that you see in public. So I saw this guy months ago now in the local Woolworths grocery store. And I have to get a snap of this guy because this guy looks like Jacob, but it ain't Jacob. But he only kind of looks like Jacob. So I'll get a photo from him from the back. And he only kind of looks like Jacob from the back. Jacob the Audio Guy from Ice Cream Social, Matt and Mangley's Ice Cream Social. So snapped a picture covertly. I don't want you fine dear listeners at home going around to people with long hair and beards and baseball caps and just saying, hey, can I have your photo? No, not good enough. We want this against their consent.
No, treat them like cryptids.
Yes.
Must be caught in the wild.
It must be done from
Never
afar.
alert them to your presence.
Yeah. Yes, treat them like cryptids. Don't treat them like Matt Donnelly, who actually exists. Treat them like something
Definitely not Matt Donnelly, who absolutely exists.
Matt Donnelly is not a cryptid.
Definitely not a cryptid.
And then a little while ago as well, I posted that fake Paul that I saw on that television cooking show, who I thought really looked like a young Paul.
Yeah.
But yeah, send us your fakeubs. #FAKEOB. #fakeub. I didn't have anywhere else to go with that. So I guess it's time to keep our place as the #1 license plate and bumper sticker talk podcast. I don't know why you're laughing.
I don't think Judy follows you.
Oh, no, of course he doesn't. I knew that already. Why do you think I was like, don't? Here I am, waiting for you to jump in with, contribution to launching into us trying to keep the #1 spot of license plate and now bumper sticker talk podcast. But no.
Sorry, I'm not pulling my weight.
Yeah. And neither is Brushwood and Jury, frankly.
Schwood and Jury are my bros.
With their follows. Look, you've done art for them, I haven't.
And by extension have done nothing wrong.
That's right. I just haven't done anything right, that's all. No, honestly, I've not done artwork for them. All I've done is been kidnapped by them, that's all.
That's true.
Right. So, we'll start off with this one, because this is license plate, right? I was driving down the freeway, and there was I think it was a Mazda 2. which is a small, compactish kind of car. Not as big as a Mazda 3, and if it existed, it would be bigger than a Mazda 1, which I don't think exists. So it's like, I think it might be a 3-door, or maybe it's still a 4-door, but it's got a hatch, so it's tiny, right? So it's a little bulbous kind of car, and it was all green, green license plate that said Bulbasaur. The car was a Bulbasaur.
Oh,
it was pretty cool.
I like that.
And it had a Bulbasaur decal on the window. That was a good one.
That's very good. Although I do think if there was a Mazda 1, that should have been Bulbasaur. Mazda 2 should be Ivysaur, and Mazda 3 should be Venusaur.
No, there is a Mazda 3 and a Mazda 6. So it was perfect. It was the Bulbasaur. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
See, I drive a Mazda 3.
You
drive. I'm guessing that you drive one of those UK brand cars. You don't drive like a Ford or a Volkswagen. You drive like a Vauxhall or something that doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. No, okay.
I don't actually know what country. I drive a Hyundai.
Okay, Hyundai, yeah.
Or if you're American, Hyundai.
Hyundai,
yeah. I'm not 100% sure what country that's from, but
all day, every day, Hyundai. That used to be the advertising here for it. Hyundai. I don't know how we say it. My friend drives a Hyundai. Yeah, that's how we say it. Hyundai. Oh mate, I was driving me Hyundai the other day. But yeah, so that was my license plate that I saw. But another time I was driving, and as you usually are when you see these things, and there was a window sticker decal on the side window of this car, and it drove past me, and I wanted to catch up with it to see it again.
Yeah.
But this sticker, it said Only Heaven, but it was done in the style of OnlyFans.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, I got to see that again. It's like, do they not? I assume they put it on there thinking, oh, Only Heaven. That's such a nice thing to say. But then maybe they were saying not only fans, only heaven. I don't know how aware they were of what this sticker was.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It's funny either way.
Oh yeah, it was a good one either way. And that's the end of our license plate talk, I guess, unless you've got anything.
I don't have anything license plate talk. But speaking of about things that how you pronounce things in Australian, I discovered the best thing.
Oh, okay.
Which is my new favourite thing. And I discovered this because there's a TikTok account that does famous film scenes in Australian.
Oh, okay.
And I discovered, so you've heard of Bill Barr?
Bill Burr, the comedian, yes.
Is there not a Bill Barr who's a American lawyer?
Oh, okay. You're not talking about Bill Burr.
No.
Okay. Yeah, not Bill Burr, the comedian and podcast. Oh, at one point we had podcasts. I don't know who's doing it. Yeah. Someone else. Bill, Billbarr is what you're saying.
Yes.
Or maybe one R. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, I've heard that name before anyway. And I discovered that if you say that, you sound like you're saying Bilbo in Australian.
Bilbar. What does it say that I'm saying? Bilbo?
Bilbar. Bilbar.
Bilbar. What does it sound like I'm saying? Bilbar.
Sounds like you're saying Bilbo.
Bilbo
like
Baggins?
Yeah, because that's what it was. That's what I was watching at the time.
It's ending in an R, not an O.
Bilbar.
If I was to say Bilbo and Bilbar were walking down the street, that's two clearly defined names. Rogan is gone.
This is almost as bad as Werner Herzog.
Look, as far as you're concerned, Bilbo, Bill Barr, and Bill Burr are all the same name. So
it just made me laugh a lot. It just made me laugh so much.
I went to a Bill Burr show the other night with my friend Bill Barr, and he was making jokes about Bilbo.
Yeah.
I don't hear it.
That's because you're Australian.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Oh, but it just made me laugh.
Scottish accent-wise, though, however, there is one less Scottish accent now that we get to listen to.
There is.
And that would be Mr. Valentin Zukovsky himself, Robbie Coltrane.
Yep. I was going to say Mr. Cracker, but I can't remember what his character's called in Cracker.
Just because he's white, that does not define him.
Oh, shit,
But
what was
yeah,
he
he
called
was in Cracker. But look, people
Fitz.
don't
It was
like
Fitz something.
people don't like to bring
Eddie
up
Fitzgerald.
Harry Potter and that as well. But it's remiss to not say that he was also portraying Hagrid. I mean, that it's still him as an actor that you're
It's still an iconic
commenting
role.
on.
Aye.
Yeah. Which I don't think could have been anyone else, really.
No, I think he played it perfectly. But yeah, an incredibly talented individual who we have now lost, unfortunately. Another one.
I mean, every Valentine's Day, I will post on social media the same picture of Valentin Zukovsky holding up a gun with a smile on his face for Valentine's Day. And I will continue to do that.
Yeah, in his honor.
Yeah, I felt like we just needed to mention that. That was all.
Yeah.
But now it's time. No accent challenge today because we're starting to run low on time. But I guess we've got time for some, I don't know, maybe some words that sound cool when Brogan Hastings says them. So today's list of words comes from our friend Tito.
Hi, Tito.
Now, Tito has, look, we received this before we talked about it last episode, twice. I say twice because we've recorded that episode in 2 parts. No, it was the episode before, wasn't it? I don't know. It was, our schedule is way out, but
we received it before we recorded Hey Buddy Nice Road Trip.
Yeah. So it's we'd received it when we first asked for this, and it's probably on us, probably on me more than anyone. Didn't explain that what we're after is like 1 word, max 2. Tito, you've sent us a novel, my friend. There are full paragraphs here. So what we've done, I don't think we mentioned this when we did Big Sexies.
I think we did.
We did? Okay, good. But we've looked at we've looked at your list and we've cherry picked words from it or words adjacent. So I hope you're happy with it because these are still your words. And let's go, Brogan. Go for it. Do it.
Dilithium. Grease. Rorschach. Blunders. Bum.
That last one, in case you're wondering what it is, bum. The suggestion was the quote, "You don't understand. I could have had a class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum, which is what I am." See, we were thinking at first, contender is great, but no, bum is where it's at.
Bum is just a great fun word to say.
It's like, you dirty bum, I'm going to kick you in the bum. Multiple uses, that's pretty much it, really.
Very versatile word.
But thank you, Tito, for sending your list. If anyone else has a list of 5 words or very brief statements that they would like to hear Brogan say, of course, send them to us. It's admin@nicepodbud.com or on the website, nicepodbud.com, heybuddynicepodcast.com. There's a little contact thing that you click on and you can put in your name and your suggestions, all of that. And we'll take a look at them and see if they're worthy of being said by the voice of Brogan. Brogan just smiles, thinking that that'll do nicely for an audio podcast. We're about an hour 10 in, so we can probably wrap it up, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah, we did all right. Look, the only thing, it's been on our list for a few episodes now, and we're probably not going to get to it because we'll wait till the next one. But just the Mario Brothers trailer for the Super Mario Brothers movie. We don't need to talk about that. That's fine.
We can mention it because my thoughts can be summed up in: I hate Chris Pratt and do not like films he's in. I love Jack Black.
Nobody likes Chris Pratt. Nobody likes Chris Pratt. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we don't have time to talk about it. So you know what? Homework for you, dear listener. Just discuss it yourself in your head. Just think in our voices, think in an Aussie accent, think in a Scottish accent, and just try and picture what we would say. And if you think you know what we would say, send in your answer to Hey Buddy Nice Podcast, and we'll pick a winner randomly. You won't win anything, but yeah.
The satisfaction of knowing you've won.
Yeah, exactly. Send us your accent challenges as well, which is more like what we've gotten from Tito and previously Big Sexy. That they're more like your paragraph type things, something that we can, like, whether it's a lyrics from a song, movie quote, television, I don't know, maybe even a politician, a decent speech that they've given.
But having said that, I want to curb it right there because our Independence Day one was a touch too. So nothing too long. Nothing too long.
We will
not half a podcast worth.
We still need to curate, of course. Like, if we see your suggestion, we might even have to tweak it a little. Look, you'll still get credited for giving any ideas. What else have we got? Any other quiz formats? We love Jesse's quiz format where it was, I think it was 4 or 5, just local terminological things that are said where they're from. That may not be known to us, and then we try and guess what they are based on subtle contextual hints. That makes sense.
Or any kind of quiz that you come up with is acceptable.
If you can loosely relate it to us or the podcast somehow, that's even better because it's a way to sneak it in there. But we don't care. Just send whatever. You could be like, what is the capital of Gibraltar? And you could be, trick question, Gibraltar is I don't know. I don't even know what Gibraltar is.
I feel like I should know, but I don't.
Yeah. Maybe Gibraltar is the capital of Gibraltar. Like, Mexico City is the capital of Mexico. I don't know. But yeah, send us things like that. Or even just general cheese mail bag, or is it cheese bag mail? I don't remember.
Either or.
Whichever you want to call it in the title of the email, in the subject line, we'll know what it is. But yeah, you can also talk to us on social media at NicePodBud, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Imager. I've started posting stuff on Imager now, the title cards mostly, which you see anyway. But yeah, at NicePodBud, or you can speak to Brogan just casually, just have a chat, talk about whatever's you want at 7 billion needles.
And if you want to speak to Wayne, it's at Wayne Geo.
No Vanazzi, correct.
No Vanazzi. You should steal that handle as well, No Vanazzi.
I should just change my name to Wayne No Vanazzi.
You should change your name to Joe.
Joe No Vanazzi.
Joe, and then surname Vanazzi. Because that's what my dad thinks you're called anyway.
We can't. I think that is Matt Donnelly intellectual property. I'm not allowed to. And on that note, remember, folks, Matt Donnelly is real. Thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
As always, stay fresh, cheese bags.